conversation are
Okay,
we
wait,
in?
no, wait, hold on. So, I'm the mediator for this. I'm gonna.
Hello,
So,
mediator.
yeah, I'm the mediator. When, so if you guys are like dodging or like you're not necessarily gonna answer, I'm gonna call it out. Like we're gonna have like a civil discussion here. Okay.
I agree with this.
But
I would like to hear Kirby's complete
I agree as
thoughts and
well.
my complete thoughts.
so first things first. Okay, I'm gonna say two things. First thing first. I had Kirby flip a coin. He's gonna go first on the topic. But first thing is we need to figure out what you guys want to talk about first. What's the main topic you both want to talk about right now?
I think it is Death Stranding original.
I agree.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys both agree. Kirby's gonna go first. Should we do
Okay.
like a timer, or should we just he yaps until he's done and then Matt goes
Put on a timer for 3 minutes.
for 3 minutes? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
All
fair. Plenty of
Just,
time.
just give me a second.
I would say 5, but I'm not feeling 5. And 4, 3 kind of felt right.
I'll do three. I'll do 3 minutes. 3 minutes and like 50
All right.
seconds. How about
Okay,
that?
that's fine. That's good.
Give me a second here. Okay. All right, Kirby, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, start.
Okay. There have been games before where the gameplay is based on movement. These games are generally platform-based games where you are jumping from platform to platform, you are dodging obstacles, and the movement is based on these like artificial impediments getting in your way. Death
Sorry,
Stranding is
pause,
original.
pause,
What the
pause.
fuck?
No,
What
Wait,
the
no,
fuck?
this is not, this is not, this is not arguing. This is not arguing. I'm not arguing.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I'm
Max,
confused.
stop,
I'm confused.
Stop, Max,
Fuck
stop,
up.
stop. Let him yap. Let him yap. and
No,
then
no, no, because are we talking about the originality of the theme or the originality of the gameplay? Which
You
original are we
made it
talking
about
about?
gameplay. Refer to your own text.
Okay, well then I don't know why you would want to both. All right, anyway, both of you lose. I don't know why you would want to do gameplay because I mean,
All right,
sorry,
let's do gameplay.
but all right,
Lose anyway.
continue.
Just let him yap.
All right, restart the timer.
Well, I didn't know if we were talking about the
Restart the
theme or the
timer.
Don't
gameplay.
worry, just keep going. I'm gonna let you go like after a few minutes after it ends, like a couple seconds
Okay.
after it ends. So just keep going.
I thought we were talking about the theme, but all right.
Well, the theme can be separate, but you made it about gameplay when you said Shadow of Colossus has the same gameplay.
Literally the text, the last text I sent at first it was about theme, but it's not. It's now about gameplay. I think because you brought up how you progressed in the game,
Okay,
and then it made you feel good.
Mac,
So,
Mac,
Yeah,
so
but
like
you
now we're
made it
talking about
about
theme or
Let him
gameplay.
go. Kirby, Mac, you can bring
Mac
this
is trying to
up when
lie.
you have your turn to talk. Okay.
Look at the text. I just said it. I literally said it 10 minutes ago. I'm just gonna go ahead and read it.
Mac,
I don't care what you said 10 minutes ago. I care what you said at the beginning of the argument when you said Shadow of Colossus has the same gameplay but better. So
Okay,
at
but
that
then we
point,
talked
it was
about theme, and I
gameplay.
compared
You
it to Dark
established that.
Souls, and I compared it to Journey for the
Okay,
same
and then
theme, and I compared it to, and all you said was no.
Yeah, and you know why you
Like
kept
it's in
changing
you.
things? Is because I kept fucking you, and then you pivoted every fucking time.
You said the same thing.
I'm
You said
gonna
that you
start
said the
muting you
equivalent
guys.
as your mom.
Okay, look.
All right.
I muted you guys. Just chill the fuck out and let each other talk, please. Just let each other talk, okay? Please. I'm unmuting you.
Kirby gets his 5 minutes.
Let's
right.
just each other talk, okay? Kirby, go.
All right. As I said, there have been many games where movement, navigating a level, is the gameplay, the core gameplay of the game. Going all the way back to Super Mario, where you jump from platform to platform, you avoid holes in the stage, you avoid obstacles and impediments in your way. Death Stranding is different from that because instead of any sort of artificial environment, you are simply on a natural plane that reflects like a natural like forest or plane which you would encounter in reality. And the whole gameplay is a meditation on what it means for a man to cross nature, carrying things on your back. And I have gone backpacking before. I've gone hiking before. I think we've all gone hiking before. Maybe not backpacking. And there is a specific feeling that you have when you look at a distance that you have to traverse. And there are many ways that you could traverse this distance. There are many obstacles, but none of them are placed there specifically. They are simply parts of the terrain. And so the game is you pull out your map, you look at the surrounding area, and you have to cross all of these natural barriers. And so there are literally infinite routes you can take. And you plan a specific one. You use regular human tools like ladders and ropes to cross these things. And I just think there has never been a game that purely focuses on that aspect, and it works so well because it is so tactile and it is so specific. Like for instance, you have to like balance your pack between left and right. You have to, it's not too top heavy. All of these things, which yes, okay, you can say it's stupid, it's bad gameplay, whatever. You can say that. I'm not convincing you to like the game, but I'm saying there has never been this level of attention to detail in any game that is solely based on walking in this extremely naturalistic way. I really think that's indisputable. I have other points, but we can address those later.
You still have a minute left, so you can still talk.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right, so okay, Kirby, he relinquishes his time. All right, Mac, are you ready for
right.
your intro?
I'm ready for my 3 minutes.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, I would like to bring a game called Firewatch into question to the stand. As Firewatch, the entire game is you walking as you work as a guy that works at a fire tower. That is the exact same gameplay, almost as Death Stranding, where I see you're saying that the gameplay is different because it's not just walking. It's walking with purpose, and you got to balance stuff and whatnot and whatnot. But traversing obstacles and progressing terrain with infinite routes is a small part of most games. Even though Hideo Kojima has stripped every part of game making away and solely focused on walking, and even though it's one small part of every game, and progressing up a hill and a mountain is in every open world game I've ever played, I've always gotten that feeling. It is not exclusive or original to Death Stranding. Death Stranding is the bun of a burger, but pretentious enough to where it seems important. And that is, the story is the same way. The gameplay is pretentious even. The gameplay and being like, this is so realistic and it's walking. But it's for literally to no purpose, as I know the story and how stupid it is. Kirby, you still have not finished the game or don't know the story, so you're still in like this mid-game hype. I'm not spoiling anything, but I'm saying you're in this mid-game hype right now. As every game has. Every bad game that I've ever played has a part where you're like, okay, I see where it's going, but it never finishes the thought. Hideo cannot finish a thought. And Metal Gear Solid 1 through 3, he doesn't finish a thought. But I would say those games are better story-wise because they've ended and you can get the whole package. But them coming out, they're as most nonsensical as a Souls game would be. And I would also like to bring to the stand that Death Stranding is called a Souls-like. It is compared to Souls games. It takes a lot from Souls games. As I've been reading, see again, this is his your mom. This is what he's been doing in text. This is exactly your mom no statements and stuff like that. Because even though you don't care, it does matter to this argument. The facts do matter that this game is a Souls-like, and that this game. It's not opinionated. It's what's in.
I needed him. Just keep going.
Because if you go to the Steam lobby, it says Souls-like in the Death Stranding like thing. So you can say anything you want about its originality, but it's not original. It's just a game stripped down and void of what a game is. And it is focusing on one aspect of the game that every other game has in it that you can get anywhere with more for your bang of your buck and with more for your money, with more for your time, with more to do with your friends, with more to do with everything. Death Stranding is a fart in the wind. It is a thought. It is a idea that was pushed out. It is not complete. Okay, it is not complete. It's not finished. It's not finalized. And maybe the story is so pretentious and so like convoluted, it can seem important, and it can seem like what it does for the Metal Gear series, that kind of storytelling. But here it does not work, as it is not anything other than just pretentious and Hideo Kojima sucking his own dick, being like, look how fucking Jordan Peele I am and how woke and how crazy this shit is, when it's not. You made a walking game, and that's what it is. You balance packages, and then that's the game. And that is a small part of a lot of games, even though they're not as technical in movement. I guess you could say, again, I would bring up Firewatch and even that walking game on like Mini Clip, if you want to talk about those ones. All right, I'm done.
All right, I'm unmuting you, Kirby. You're unmuted.
Okay, first, as an aside, I would like to.
Kobe has to go first.
Yeah, well, no, so I'm not gonna put my argument. This is between both of you guys. So now we both got our intros out. So now this is gonna be like the open talk debate where you guys can Try to keep it like you guys can't interrupt each other, but like try to keep it a little civil, so I don't have to like mute you guys all the time. Okay.
Well, can I go first? Can I start for a
Yeah, you
second?
can go first this time.
Well, no, because you just went. You just went.
Well, like, but I want to add to it though.
I respond to what you literally just said. It's just an addition to Mac's spiel that he just went
Okay,
on.
but well, you can interrupt me whenever you want. You can interrupt me right now.
All right, okay,
but the gameplay.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna interrupt you right now. As an aside, I don't want either of us to appeal to authority. Okay, I don't want either of us. It's so lame. We are two men facing each other face to face. We can just argue, but between us, we don't
Yes,
have to
but you're
appeal to what the
uneducated. But
game critics say or what
I'm
Reddit
arguing
says.
with a
Can we agree on
non-gamer
that?
when I have a lot of sense. I know, like, it's just you don't get it.
Well, then appeal
Like,
to your
I
own
can't-
sense.
Okay, well I am, but you just
Not
that's how
the
the argument will
Reddit
never
sense.
end.
Okay. Well, that was my side. Is I just don't want you to appeal to Reddit. They said this. They said I don't care what they said. I care what you
Journey,
say, okay?
and Shadow of the
I
Colossus. That's
respect
what I'm
you enough.
saying.
I want your opinion.
When I said that was all my opinion. The thing I went to Reddit for was when I looked up, I was like, is Death Stranding compared to anything? And immediately it was a flood of all the games it's compared to. And I was like, okay, well now his is just flawed. You have a flawed argument. And not only on the gameplay aspect that I destroyed, I'm going to talk about the theme and how unoriginal the theme is. Journey and Shadow of the Colossus is the same theme and story as Death Stranding. I'm adding that to the argument to double down and double surround you because the entire game is unoriginal.
I wanted to thank you, Mac. I'm trying to fucking speak. I wanted to thank Mac actually because literally in his argument, he must have forgotten or something that we're not debating about whether Death Stranding is a game Mac likes or whether it's a game everyone likes or whether it's even a good game. We are debating about whether it is an original idea gameplay wise. And Mac literally said he literally separated Death Stranding off from, and I quote, every other game. He said every other game has this aspect where you traverse a map, but that Death Stranding is the only game that has ever made that the entirety of the game.
I literally didn't. I said Firewatch. I said Firewatch. I said Firewatch. I started the argument with Firewatch. That's why I started the argument with Firewatch.
I guarantee the Firewatch does not have the level of detail.
But it's the same game. It's the same game. Like you're talking. I didn't contradict. That's why I started it with Firewatch because it's not a contradiction.
Explain Firewatch to me. Explain Firewatch.
Firewatch, you work. It's just like a little game where you work, and you are a Firewatch guy, and you do your chores, and you do the stuff to make. And it's like this little. There's like a side quest.
Do you carry things? Do you carry things?
No.
Kind of, sort, but
like
then it's not the fucking same. You stupid shit.
Like, it is the same. Yours is a pretentious version of walking, and it's not good. It's just walking. And there are other games that
also has like a
You're forgetting what the debate is about.
Mystery component to it as well, because
yeah, but I'm talking pure gameplay. That's why I was like Firewatch the game because you don't fight or anything. There's no combat in.
So it's really not anything fucking like Death Stranding.
Oh my God, this guy.
The whole point of Death Stranding is that you carry things. You are a courier carrying things, and the way that you traverse the map is bound up with what you have on your back and the equipment that you have available to you. Just because you walk around in Firewatch and it's in the woods and it's natural, I get that that's what you were saying is that it's natural. It's a naturalistic environment.
But the simple idea of walking from one place to another with stuff is not an original concept. It is not an original thing in game.
Insofar as they raise it to the entire.
How is that an original concept? That's a courier pigeon from 19. Like, what do you? You're a mailman. They're like games like even on Steam. VR games. Let's think of VR games. Let's bring VR into the question then. Let's talk about the VR games where you're just walking. Because there's games like that on VR where it's all about and you have to walk and you most of the time balance on stuff and you have it's like actually all VR games are almost that.
Those are obstacles.
What?
Once again, that is platforming. Those are obstacles.
Wait, Kirby, repeat that. You were lagging out. Repeat that whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Once again, but you're talking about you have to balance on stuff. I can only assume that you were talking about a game that I would categorize as platforming, frankly.
No, balancing like in real time. You have to balance.
Because it's not an open world. Because it's not an open world naturalistic environment where you are planning. You are like using a map and literally plotting a course through a wilderness, and you have to carry the things on your back through this wilderness, and it makes an entire gameplay out of simply getting up a hill or going down a hill, and the level of attention to detail is so unique.
That is a small part of a lot of games I've played, is what I'm saying. Like I get that feeling.
Part. Is there any other game that makes
so? What is enlarging that small part original? How is that original?
by
You were just
raising it to the
pretentious. You were
entire
being
game.
pretentious and stripping
By
away, like
raising it
looking
to
at
the
this piece
entire
of art
game.
I've made where there is no
You can call
game
me
and it's just
pretentious.
walking. It's
You can
art.
call me pretentious.
It's pretentious. It is a pretentious game. It is a game made by a pretentious
Whether it's
guy that
pretentious
only
has
makes
nothing to do
pretentious
with what we're
games.
arguing. Kobe, can
Yes,
you
it
weigh in?
does.
Can you stop fucking calling it pretentious? That has nothing to do with the argument.
Because
We're
you think
arguing
it's
over whether
good
it's
because
original.
it's pretentious. You like because it's presented
But is
in
it
a serious
original?
way. Strip down
already
everything
pretentious,
about it.
but it's
It's a
also
game.
original.
Just chill out right now. So I think we have gotten a little lost in the sauce here.
Mac has.
So,
Hideo has.
So I think we need.
All right, maybe.
I think we need to return back to the original argument. I think we need to go back a little bit because I just feel like you guys are both like talking like around each other now with this.
Okay, see, I think this is what I'm saying. Is that me and Kirby are talking about two different things. He just doesn't realize it, and that's why I'm saying the idea of it. I get that the gameplay is super specific and intricate in like its own thing, but the idea of like that is not new. It's just it's like this game could have came out on PS1 and it would have done the same purpose.
Okay. Kirby, respond to what Mac just said.
Its own thing. Mac just said its own thing. It's its own thing. He's right.
I didn't say it's its own thing. I said again. I'm saying it's a small part of every other game known to man.
But let me just say,
dragged out, spawned out.
Okay,
whether you like it or not is not the point. Whether you like it or not is not the point. The point is by taking something that yes is in every game where you move anywhere, and
so that makes
making
Death
that,
Stranding
that
like
to the
every
entire
game.
content of the game is something original to Death Stranding.
It's like you talk about funnel is like it's like that the DCS ship thing. It's like look like where you're saying is like if you take the parts off the boat, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It'd be like if they took one part of the DCS ship and made it the new ship. It's because they didn't replace every part of the old game.
It made it a worse game. It made it a worse ship. They made it a worse ship. They made it a strip of one plank.
You're babbling. Mac,
what are you talking about? Kobe.
Mac, let me draw out the analogy that you just painted.
Hold on. I'm muting both of you. Mac, I'm not. I'm gonna call out here, Mac. He is kind of right about your analogy there. I need you to rethink. I need you to follow through your analogy here. Actually follow through. So I'm gonna unmute both of you, but Mac, you talk first, and then follow your analogy again, because Kirby did actually bring up a good point.
Okay, well, mute Kirby so he doesn't interrupt me.
Okay, I'll keep him muted.
All right, look. So in that analogy, the theory, the whole thing is that he has this ship, and then parts get taken off of it, and then he puts new parts on it and calls it a new ship. When it's the same exact ship built the same way, it's the same exact ship, but he just took something off and put something else on, and it was like, oh, but then they had an argument about it because it's the same ship, and so they made Theseus shut up and go piss off because he was like trying to do like this again, like I'm saying, this fucking pristine. I'm better than like, oh no, I'm actually gonna think like this, and it makes it more important. When no, it's the same ship. It's the same fucking thing. You're walking. Like it's that you can't call it something else when it's the same it's a fundamentalist analogy because fundamentally it is the same exact thing. But Kirby's over here wanting to again follow the pretentiousness and be like, oh, it's an art thing. He stripped the whole game away. He made it just about walking, and it's like this crazy experience. And there's no other game like it. When there is games like it, it's just a tiny part of other games. Like you get the same feeling from Death Stranding as you would from a game where you traverse somewhere and you look back and you're like, oh man, I started from here and now I'm here. Fundamentally, it's the same, and that's what my analogy is, and that's what I was trying to say.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you now.
Okay,
I'm gonna let Kirby. I'm unmuting you now. All right, you talk, Kirby.
Oh man, I'm so glad you brought up the ship of Theseus because it actually proves my point so perfectly. Because think about it, Mac. It'd be like, because you're saying it's like, oh, he took, in the ship of Theseus, they take away every single part of the ship one by one, and each time they do so, they replace it with a new identical copy of that part. And the question is it the same ship or not? And the answer, of course, is well. It's actually a paradox, right, in the philosophical sense. But the point is that it would functionally be the same ship because it has all the parts replaced. But Mac, I want you to try to analogize that over to Death Stranding. Death Stranding, as you yourself have said, strips down every single part. So it'd be like if you took every single part of the ship of Theseus away. But does Kojima actually replace each part as he's doing it? No, he doesn't. He actually leaves one part. the walking, the traversing of the terrain, the carrying of the objects. And so it'd be like if they took every single part of the ship of Theseus except the mast, and then there was a fucking mast sitting on the beach, and then you came along and said, it's just like the ship of Theseus, it's the same fucking no, it's not, Mac. No, it's not. Or I would even up you one even better. It'd be like if they took every single part of the ship of Theseus away and then replaced it with a mast. It's like if they took the bow and then replaced the bow with a mast, and then took the fucking deck and replaced the deck with a mast. Because what I'm saying is that what Kojima has done is taken one part of a whole and raised that part so that that part now is the whole. That's my point.
Okay. Kirby has spoken. Mac, I'm gonna unmute you now. You're unmuted.
You, Kirby.
You,
All right.
Man.
Look.
wait.
See, but Kirby, no, because Kirby doesn't know. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. Because yes, he did rebuild the ship. The balancing, the wobbling, that is the new made ship. That all that new stuff that makes it so realistic and everything is the fake fucking ship. There is no originality in these concepts. There is nothing. It is the same thing as other games, but stretched out, made to be this big thing, and like he focused on this one aspect of a game. It does not make it an original game. It makes it a pretentious, I'll say that again, pretentious way of walking. And he has built a ship out of walking with the fucking parts that are the exact same from every other game that you can strip from every other game and make fucking Death Stranding.
Like building a ship out of mass.
Okay, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same thing. He filled in to make walking entertaining and walking a gameplay, walking a gameplay thing. But it's still bad.
Your analogy.
You just don't get what I'm saying, bro.
Can I just get a ruling on this analogy? I think I clearly won here.
I'm gonna mute both of you real quick and give like my take on what I'm hearing. So it sounds like from Kirby's perspective that he's saying that like they Kojima he made a new Theseus ship, but it's actually different because he made like a new genre from it or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. And then Kirby simply saying that even though Kojima actually made a new ship, it's still actually the same thing. So therefore, it's actually not a new genre. That's what I think I'm hearing from both of you guys. I'm gonna unmute you both and see if that's kind of correct.
Why didn't I get? Okay. No. Kobe, that was not a very good interpretation. I'm not gonna lie. Look,
you just got
of the ship of Theseus is that each part gets replaced with a new identical part. That is the whole fucking point. Back, I have a question for you. Did Kojima replace the combat part with a new part that is combat? No, he did not. He replaced it with more fucking walking. That's the reason people hate the game.
See, Kirby doesn't know. See, Kirby doesn't even know. Kirby, I'm sorry. I'm gonna spoil shit for you, Kirby. You get a gun and you kill shit.
Mac. I know there's combat.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
But the combat is marginal. The combat is marginal.
No, it's not. It's optional.
The point is the walking.
I guess.
Yes, it is. Yes, it fucking is. Then why do people call it a walking simulator? Is it a walking simulator or not?
Wait, Kirby.
Yeah, he doesn't fucking answer because he knows everybody says it's a walking.
Yeah, what does that make it an original game? But what aspect of the walking, like
every game, and raised that part?
I'm gonna mute you, Mac.
Raised that.
Wait, Kirby, chill. Repeat what you just said because you just like your mic just like lagged like super hard. So repeat like the last like 20 seconds what you just said.
I've said this. I can see that other games have walking as a component.
Kirby, you're lagging out right now, Kirby. You're lagging out. Kirby, okay, Kirby.
Hello,
chill.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Kirby, chill for like 5 seconds right now. You're like lagging out right now. Hold on. Wait, leave and come back. Leave and come back real quick. Just do that. All right, hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Is it better?
Okay, repeat your little statement that you were going off on.
Okay. What I'm saying is that I agree that every game has a component where it's walking, right? Every game has that. That's a part of every game. What Kojima has done is taken one part, the part which is movement and walking and traversing terrain, and has made an entire game out of that part, and that is what makes it unique. In analogy to the ship of Theseus, it would be like if you took one part of the ship of Theseus and tried to build an entire new ship of Theseus out of that part, instead of, as is what happens in the ship of Theseus, they replace each part.
All right, Mac. What do you have to
Does that
say
make
about
sense?
I mean, yes, I understand what you're saying. So
Unique does not mean original.
Okay, this is completely semantic. Fucking sophist. Okay, then I mean original. And I'll say original
Okay,
instead.
all right, okay. It's still just it's a stretched out version of walking. It doesn't make it its own genre. It's
See,
not
he
a
pivots from the
genre.
ship of Theseus.
No, I'm not shipping for the ship of Theseus. I'm just saying, like that was my analogy, and that's
And
why I
he
said it
lost.
the way I didn't lose. You just didn't get what I was
And he
saying. 'Cause he
did.
does rebuild the ship. It tries to be like,
with
oh,
with
it's the
each
same.
part being replaced, with each part being replaced. Do you understand that, Mac? And how walking is one part and not each of the parts. Do you understand that? That walking
Anyway,
is one of the many parts.
anyways,
wait, Mac.
I
See,
don't.
he's fucking stupid
Like
because he
Mac,
can't.
Mac,
He
Mac,
he's just
literally
saying
knows
the
that I
same
won.
thing.
Mac, hold on. You're getting me to what? Mac, hold on. You have to acknowledge that what he's saying is that he's taking one part of the ship of Theseus and like making it like a new thing. I'm pretty sure that's what Kirby's saying. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes,
Okay.
as opposed to in the analogy where he replaces each part of the ship of Theseus to have a whole new ship at the end.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay, Mac.
the opposite side. There's two versions of the analogy. Okay, Kirby's on the other side, opposite of me,
Okay,
to where
Kirby, you're
it's
gonna get
not
muted real quick. Just let me out. Okay.
to where it is not a new thing. Kirby's on the side where it is a new thing, and I'm saying that it is that you cannot say that that is an original concept. And I mean, it's the same thing we've said the past like 10, 15 minutes. There's nothing really. That's what I'm saying. The argument doesn't end because we both are on just different view ends. And I've said that multiple times now because he's not getting what I'm saying. To where, yes, you could say that Death Stranding is like, now I'm not going to say it's the only walking game because there are many walking games, but it is a detailed walking game. I guess, but it's still a walking game what there's multiple of that tells a story as you walk. That's a lot of games. That is not that is not even unique. It is just a detailed version of that, and it is not original in that concept. And that is it. That is all that I'm saying. But Kirby's gonna come in here and say, "But the fucking everything," and it's like, "Oh, no other game has this," and he like detailed it. It's still the same thing. He can detail it as much as he wants. Still the same thing.
Okay.
Like you can. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on mute.
You can
Oh.
fancy up a burger. It's a burger. All right, continue.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on mute. Wait, Mac. I mean Kirby. Before I unmute you, so what it sounds like is that Kirby. I mean Mac is saying is that this type of game isn't actually necessarily new or unique. While Kirby is on the opposite aisle, saying that like Kojima like brought in a new era, a new genre of gaming, and so therefore it actually is like its own ship, its own new thing. Okay, Kirby, I'm gonna unmute you. Do you agree with that? What I just said?
I would have to consider it, but just let me first just BTFO Max fucking ship of Theseus for all time before he weasels away, because obviously we're not going to talk about this anymore because I obviously won. Okay, so here's the thing with the ship of Theseus: the philosophical quandary which the ship of Theseus raises is, yes, as Max said, there's two viewpoints: either it's a new ship or it's not a new ship. But the premise that both viewpoints share is that every single part of the ship has been replaced with an identical part. My point is that the premise is fucked because you didn't actually replace every single part with an identical part. You took one part and raised it and said, this is the whole now. Kobe, does that make sense? I really think the ship of Theseus, like we can move on, and I won't even say that that's the whole debate, but like I really think the ship of Theseus was a really bad move for Mac to bring up.
So you're saying that
I get that there's two different points. I get that there's two different viewpoints, but the two different viewpoints both assume that every single piece has been replaced with an identical piece.
and you're saying,
and then it's like, oh, is it a new ship or not? But I'm saying if you don't even replace all the pieces, it's not the ship anymore. It's not the same ship anymore. It's something different.
So you're saying that Kojima took pieces from the ship and made it its own thing. That's what you're.
No. I'm saying he took one piece and said, this is the whole ship now.
Oh, okay. I see now. Okay.